Hey, welcome everybody. We are back with game two. Promise to record them both. And it's going to be Semproc versus Willey. And I've been corrected on the names already, and I've kind of learned them a little bit. 1959, not my area of expertise, but I'm getting there. I'm on my way. I picked up a side note. I picked up a 1967 set, APA set, which I overpaid for. But so, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna get my money's worth out of it. So I'm playing almost a game a night of 1967 using APA with the XBs. So let's go over the lineup here. It's Milwaukee at Philadelphia. This is the second game of a doubleheader. The Braves lost the first game 5-1. They were no hit for 8 innings, and it was Felix Mantilla who bounced a single through the hole through the left side for the first hit of the game at the top of the ninth against Conley. Conley was actually a Brewer until March 31st, and then he was traded to the Phillies. Phillies are terrible, by the way. They're like 11-26, I believe. So let's go over the Braves lineup. It's Bruton in center field, Matthews at third base, Aaron in right field, Covington in left, Vernon at first base, Morgan at second base, Logan the shortstop, Rice the catcher, and Willey the pitcher. For the Phillies, it's Ashburn in center, Hainbrick at third, Boucher at first, Philly in right field, Anderson in left field, Fernandez the shortstop, Anderson Sparky at second base, Sawatsky the catcher, and Semproc the pitcher. Let's do this. Now, Fall Classic Baseball, I recommend it for guys who play APA and Strat who want to stray a little bit, because it's got a feel of both of those games a little bit. Very easy to play, and it's a quick, easy, fun game with good detail and definitely good stats. So let's get started. All right, here's Bruton, and again the Braves only had 2 hits in the previous game, so they've really been in a slump. And Bruton, what is he hitting? Bottom of the card, 307. So he's hitting pretty well in 114 at bats. He's playing 28 games. And that's going to be a 33, and that's going to be ripped for a single to center field. And he's got a good lead, and there he goes, and he throw down, not in time. And it may be an error. Let's see, it needs to be really low, and it's not. So it's stolen base. So every time you throw down, there's a chance of an error on the catcher. Just like when you try to pick off the runner at first base, there's a chance for an error on the pitcher. So that's an added feature that this game, makes very, very fluid, right? There's no looking really, there is a pick-off chart, but the error on the catcher is just integrated into the game, and it's very, very smooth. So now we got Bruton singles, and then takes off for second and steals a base on Sawatsky. So we got a runner at second base, and here's Eddie Matthews. Eddie Matthews is batting 300, and that's going to be a 61. Semproc is a B, so a 61 is going to be a 1 to 10K, and that'll be a 5, so it'll be a strikeout. So Matthews down on strikes. And let's do this. Okay. And here comes Hank Aaron, Mr. Aaron to you. It's a pitch and a 62, which will be an out, a fly ball center field. Two away, and here's Wes Covington. Again, a 61. So we roll the 61, a 61, a 2, and a 61, and that'll be a 1 to 10 strikeout. And get some on a curveball. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and we move to the bottom of the first. Let's see what happens. Here's Richie Ashburn. Carl Willey is a C pitcher, so hopefully, that's gonna be a base on balls. Got good control. So Ashburn is on at first. Here's Harry Hainbrink with a 63. And that is a 15. He's a lefty, and that'll be right on first 15. That's going to be a ground ball to first. And Vernon takes it. Runner will advance. So Ashburn walks, Silk walks, and then it's a ground to first, moving him to second. Here's Boucher, and a 26 against a right. It's a base hit. Run may score on this. And he does score. So they're going to wave around Ashburn, and he comes in to score. It's an RBI single for Boucher. 1-0 Phillies. Yikes. Here's Dave Philly with a 21. And that'll be a fly to left. 2 out. Probably going to stay up a little bit later tonight since it's really ugly weather, and probably not going to go to work on time tomorrow. Probably call in and go in at 10 or something like that. And the 62 will be another out. We'll pull a card for that. And he's a lefty, so he'll be bounced to second base. Gobbled up by Joe Morgan, and he throws him out. No 1 run on 1 hit, and a walk, and we move to the top of the second. So Anderson grounds out. And top of the second, we got Vernon, Morgan, and Logan coming up. 26 on Vernon, and against a righty, it's a base hit. Slow roller, it gets through the hole into right field. Here's Joe Morgan with a 62, and a 62 will be some sort of an out, and that'll be a fly out, center field. Backing up a few steps is Ashburn. And he's there for the out. Here comes Johnny Logan. And a 56 will be a strikeout. So curveball gets Logan. And Del Rice with a 12, and that will be a line out to left field. Positioned perfectly is Harry Anderson. And that retires the side. 1 a hit and 1 left. And we move to the bottom of the second. Let me quickly just get these cards. I'm trying to use these cards for outs. I could use either the dice or the cards. Sometimes I like to switch. It depends. Alright, so let's do that. And Fernandez is up. Chico Fernandez against Carl Willey. And that's a 51, so that's an error check, and we need a high number of 3s. Could be a strikeout, and it won't be, so it's probably going to be an error on somebody. Error on the pitcher, yes, it's an E1. It's a E1, so runner's safe. It's a little ground ball hit right back to Willey, and he boots it. And on at first, on an E1 is Fernandez. Sparky Anderson with a hit and run. Let's try that. There goes a runner, and a 9. It's going to be a pop-up unless he's an A and he grounds out. He is a B, so it's a pop-up. Pop-up to the shortstop. Logan calls for it. 1 out. Here's Carl Zawadzki. That's a hit by pitch 1-3. And Willey is a -1, so it's a 1 or a 2 for hit by pitch, and it will not be a hit by pitch. Zawadzki is slow, so he'll be... Alright, so he's out. And that was 4-3. Runner moves up. Two out, runner in scoring position. And here's the pitcher, Semprock, not a good hitter, 170. Fool, but that's a range check, and that's going to be, they're going to get to it. That's going to be a fly ball into center, shallow center, and Bruton charging, and he gets there. So a nice running catch by Bruton, so you can put a star on that for Bruton for a range catch. Bruton is a 9, I believe, out there. and he is a 9. So that retires the side. They'd leave 1, the error, and we move to the top of the 3rd inning. Pitcher leads off, what you always want, right? Willey is leading off here. Want the pitcher to lead off the inning, so Semprock likes that. And that's going to be a 56, which will be a strikeout. So he gets rung up. 1 down. Here's the top of the order now. We need this lineup to get going, get some hits. And nope, that's going to be a 54 chart, which is going to be an error check on the left fielder. Left fielder is Anderson, so it's a ball hit to left. Will he get there? That's the question, and he does. Runs it down. So Bruton hits it to left center field, goes the opposite direction, and it's run down by Anderson. 2 out. And here's Eddie Matthews. Eddie Matthews with a ground ball to first and flips to the pitcher, Semprock, covering to retire the side. Easy inning, 3 up, 3 down for Semprock. And here's Richie Ashburn with a 66. Yikes. And that's going to be a 15. It's going to be a line drive, single to right field, played on a hop by Aaron. So Ashburn is on at first. Next batter is Hainbrink, who grounded out in the first, and that's a 45. This will be some sort of an out. And it'll be a ball hit right back to the pitcher. He's going to go to second for 1, back to first, not in time. So fielder's choice. Hainbrink is on at first, and he's fast. So it was an out on Matthews, 3-1, right? And then it was a single by Ashburn to lead off the bottom of the 3rd. But quickly, it was a ball hit right back to the pitcher, Willey, who whipped it to the shortstop, Logan. And the throw to first was not in time, so that'll be a 1-6. And it's going to be Ed Boucher now. Pitch from Willey, 36, and a 36 will be a 1-16 single. Yikes. We need a really high number here, and we got it, a 20. That's going to be a line out to the shortstop. Will it be a double play? No. L6. We got lucky on that. The dice helped us out big time. Here's Dave Philly cheesesteak, 23, and that'll be a blah 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 blah. That'll be a ground ball again, right to the mound, and fielding his position is Willey, and he throws out Philly, and no runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We go to top of the 4th. And I'm not a good stat keeper. I can't keep stacks, so I just use the replay game for $25. I buy the whole season, and I can play it anytime I want. And I play it with various different, game systems. We're so lucky to have all these great games. Hank Aaron is up. I just can't. I've got so many great games that I enjoy that I just want to get good and learn them. So this will be an out. Hank Aaron. He bounces one to short, gobbled up by Fernandez, who throws a strike to Boucher for out number 1. So again, Hank Aaron is batting .314. He's in a slump. Everybody's in a slump on this team right now. Everybody. Here's Covington, 12, and that'll be another out. Yikes. Semprock picks up the ball and over to first. That's 2 down. And now it's Mickey Vernon, bats from the left side, and a 54. That's a 54 chart. And bases empty, go to Wilder chart. So pull another card. Wilder chart says go to Wilder's chart. And Wilder's chart says bases empty, catcher interference. So it's an E2. I just put E2, so a runner will. So Vernon is on at first. And here's 2 out Morgan. This is the only game where you're going to see a catcher interference. I don't see that happening in any other game, really. That's very highly unusual. It doesn't happen very often, but every once or twice a season you'll get something like that. But no other game does that. So these are the type of nuances and detail that you'll find in this game. And how long did it take me to do that? I didn't have to look at 3 different charts and roll 3 different times. it just is rolled very, very smoothly into the game. So if you're watching me play this once, twice, or 3 times, and you don't realize what a great game this is and how easy it is to play, I'm not sure what you're watching. Definitely recommend you trying this game out. Alright, so Joe Morgan here with a run on the first. Pitch from Semprock with a 46 and a 3. That's good news. So that's a drive for Morgan. That's a drive for Morgan, and that's going to be ripped down the line into the right field corner, and that's a fair ball. Philly's going to play it off the wall. Coming around to score is going to be Vernon. And into second base with a double is Morgan. RBI double, a 2-out RBI double for Joe Morgan. And this kid is going to have a future in the league for sure. He can play. He can rake. And here's Logan, Johnny Logan. So we got lucky on a ballpark roll. Johnny Logan with a 62, but things go back to normal. And that'll be a ball hit right back to the mound, played by Semprock, and that retires the side. But they pick up a run on 1 hit and an error. And let's see what the score is going to be. It's going to be 1-1. Alright, and it's very affordable, plus you can try this game out for free as well. So right now I'm just enjoying the games that I know so much. I'm not trying out any new games. I tried out Pocket Pen and Run. It's still sitting over there. Nothing's wrong with it. It's just doesn't have enough detail for me. And there's a lot of chart lookups in that game. Constant chart lookups. There's no cards. I like cards. So, you know, nothing wrong with the game. Try it out. Enjoy it. Join Pocket Pen and Fever Facebook group. It's a nice group to be a part of. Harry Anderson is up in the bottom of the 4th. And Carl Willey looks in for the sign, shakes off Rice. Not used to working with each other. You know, the regular catcher is Del Crandall. And he got the sign he wants, and here's the pitch. That's a 61, and that'll be an out. What kind of an out? That'll be, he's a lefty, so that's hit to the pitcher, to the first baseman, who flips to the pitcher. 3-1, 1 away. So we need Willey to get at least 5 or 6 innings out of him. And that's a 44. That'll be line, base hit, and we're going to try to steal a base. There goes Fernandez, and he is, that's going to be a pickoff attempt, okay? And the pickoff attempt, he has an A arm. He's a righty with an A arm. So it's 1-4, and he is picked off. And he is not. He gets back safely. And here's Anderson. With a 62, and that'll be some sort of an out. Let's get a double play. Come on, come on, come on. Nope, well, not going to happen. No double play. It'll be a nubber in front of the plate. Rice gets him at first, so that moves Fernandez into scoring position, and that'll be a 2-3 for Sparky. Here's Zawadzki. Zawadzki's a 293 hitter, and Semprock would be a 170 hitter, so we're going to walk him and get to the pitcher. And here goes. Here's a pitch, and that's a 56, which will be a strikeout to end the inning. So that's a good move. Although the 56 would have been an out for anybody. I like Appa. Appa, you have to roll. When you walk somebody, you roll for what he would have done. That's an interesting way of doing that. It's too painful to see. So I don't do that. So Semprock strikes out to end the inning. And we go top of the 5th, all tied at 1. So let's see if here in the top of the 5th the Braves can get going. We got the bottom of the lineup, Rice with a 63, and that'll be an out. The right-handed Rice flies out to left. Makes sense. Over is Anderson. Here's Carl Willey. Willey is a 100 hitter with a 54. That's a 54 chart. We get lucky here. That's a base hit. Drops in, and we're going to check an error on the center fielder, and that's too high. There's no way that's going to. So it's a single for the pitcher. And the center fielder, Ashburn, we're going to just double check. He's a 10 error, pretty high, but we rolled a 15. So no error. But it will be a fly out to left and then a single Little check swing, Texas leaguer that drops in front of Ashburn, and he juggled it for a second, but Willey did not take advantage of that, or Willey did not take advantage of that. Not Willey, but Willey. All right, here's Bill Bruton. And a 34 will be a base hit. So he rips one to right, and a runner will hold on that. It hit so hard that it got to the outfielder almost immediately. And Philly gets it into Sparky Anderson. Runners on first and second. Here's Matthews. Now Matthews and Aaron are the two big hitters. They have not been hitting. So it's really, you know, we've struggled because of that. But nobody else in the lineup's been hitting either. So let's see what happens here. Here's Semprock to Eddie Matthews. And that's a 65. That's exactly what you want to see. Now, it seems like the Phillies pitchers don't give up a lot of home runs because they all have low home run numbers. That's a pitcher home run number. That's a 65. So it's going to say home run off the pitcher. So you're going to check this pitcher is middle of the road. 1 to 10, 50% of the time he'll give up a home run. So we're going to roll our D20, and we need a 1 to 10 for a 3-run homer. If it's anything above that, it'll be an out, kind of an out, whatever out it says it is. So here goes, and it is, oh my God, a 15, and that's going to be a grounded to first base with first and second, and a 15 will be, oh, he's going to turn a double play on us. He's going to turn a double play on us. Who's that, Boucher? And Boucher will turn a 3-6-3 double play. Yep, worst possible thing that could have happened. So instead of a home run, he hits into a double play, and that retires the side. Yikes. Disappointing, soul crushing, spirit smashing. Inning ending double play. Richie Ashburn is up. Ashburn is 1 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. He singled in third. Here's a pitch from Willey, and that'll be a 55. Oh boy. And that'll be a base hit to right center. Play there by Bruton. And we're going to try to bunt here, get another run. That's going to be a good bunt. Right back to the mound. Only one play, and that's the first. So runner, so it's a single. And then a sacrifice. And now the go-ahead run in a 1-1 game here in the bottom of the fifth is at second base in Ashburn, who's speedy. He's an F. And it's Boucher, who's a 285 hitter. So let's see what Willey can do. And that's going to be at 16, which will be an out. What kind of an out? It'll be a pop-up to the shortstop, to infield. He's backing up on the outfield grass. In comes Bruton and Morgan over, and it's Logan who calls everybody off and makes the catch. Good stuff, good stuff. So on this one, if I would have rolled a 1, it would be a foul pop-up to the third baseman, and I roll versus the fielder's range rating. He could either catch it. So if range rating plus D20 is 14 or more, then the ball is caught. Otherwise, it drops in safely. Batter gets another roll. Fascinating. All right. So here comes Dave Philly. Dave Philly is a 291 hitter. We're 2 outs now in the bottom of the fifth in the second game of the doubleheader. 1-1. Let's see if we can get out of this inning. And are we going to get out of this inning? I think not. 22, and that's going to be a single. Run may score here. He's on second base, and he does. They're going to wave him around, and he's going to score. So the Phillies have taken a 2-1 lead on a 2-out Philly single. So Dave Philly, kind of switch hitter, comes up huge here and drives in the go-ahead run in the bottom of the fifth. The Braves definitely don't want to lose 2 games to the Phillies because the Phillies are horrendous. And here's Harry Anderson, a left-handed hitter who bats .240 on the season. So here's Willey now. He's on the verge of getting pulled. He needs to get out of here, and he will probably get out of here with a ground ball to short. And that'll be a fielder's choice. And that retires the side. But one run comes in on a clutch single by Dave Philly. Dave Philly Cheesesteak. Never heard of the guy. And we go top of the sixth. Who are we going to see in the top of the sixth for the Braves? Aaron, Covington, and Vernon. So here's a pitch from Semprock. A 42. That should be a walk, and it is. So Aaron is on at first. That's a good thing. Here's Wes Covington, and we're going to just swing away with a 55. I'm glad we did. He gets a hold of one and drives it in the gap, and that's going to get cut off by the center fielder. And that's going to be a single that gets cut off. See if the runner can advance on that. No, he does not. So now we got two base runners, first and second. Mickey Vernon is not a good bunter, so we're not going to bunt with him. He's going to swing away, see what happens. Hopefully he doesn't hit into a double play, and I think he may. 63 is an out of 16 with first and second. Oh boy, and that's going to be a 6-4-3 double play. Fernandez has got to be like an average arm. Oh no, he's a weak arm. He's going to get a fielder's choice. That's all he gets out of that. That saved us. So Fernandez is not a good fielding shortstop. And he's a weak arm. He doesn't have good range, but he's the starting shortstop in these games. So it's first and third now. That'll be a 6-4. First and third, only one out. Joe Morgan. Morgan batted .217, so we need to really, he needs to be clutch here. Joe Morgan, so we need to tie up this game. Top of the sixth. 2-1 Phillies. We don't want to lose the second game of the doubleheader to the Phillies. We already lost the first game. So here's a pitch from Semprock. The infield will play corners in, middle halfway for the double play. That's usually how I play it. Should I bring everybody in? Tough decision here. Tough decision. It's still early, but if you bring everybody in, there's one out. Let's bring everybody in. And that's going to be a 41, which will be ball 4. So Semprock walks Morgan. And the bases are loaded. Bases are loaded. A walk, a single, a fielder's choice, and now another walk. And here's Johnny Logan. Johnny Logan, can swing the bat. So again, we're going to bring the infield in one more time. And here's Semprock, looks in for the sign, shakes off his catcher, Zawadzki. And he sees what he wants now, and he goes to the plate. Oh boy, that's a 56, and struck him out. Second out of the inning. Yikes, that's a huge strikeout against Logan. My God. Here's Del Rice. Del Rice bats 207. Only played in 13 games, 29 at bats. Del Crandall's your regular catcher, and we got another secondary catcher. I forget his name. So we have 3 catchers on this team. Del Rice. Yikes. Top of the 6th. Here's a pitch from Semprock. And that's a 54. That may save us. That's going to be a 54 chart with runners on base, and it's going to say men on base while pitcher pass ball, and that will be, my friends, the game will be tied. Will it be a pass ball? It will be a pass ball. So it's an unearned run, but a run scores here, and everybody's going to move up one. And Rice is still up, so that saved the day. The pass ball. Yikes. A bases loaded pass ball allows the tying run to score here at the top of the 6th. And Del Rice again. Another pitch from Semprock. 22, but that'll be an out, and that'll be a grounder to short to end the inning. So one run comes in on 1 hit and a couple of walks. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. All right. So we got Fernandez leading off the bottom of the 6th inning. Chico Fernandez against Carl Willey. He's still in there. He can go. His endurance is 32, so he's not even at 27 yet. There's a pitch, and that's a 33, and that's going to be a base hit lined up the middle and through into center field. So Fernandez leads off with a single. That's trouble. We're going to get a bunt from Anderson, and that's a good bunt to the pitcher. So runner is second into scoring position. Here's Awatsky. Pitch from Willey, 61, and that'll be a ground ball to short. They'll look the runner back to second. 2 outs. And the pitcher's up, and we could pull this one. You know, he hasn't really pitched all that great. He gave up a walk, a single, 2 walks, and a single. In the last 2 innings, he's given up 3 singles and 2 walks. So we're going to pull him for a pinch hitter here. And then we'll bring somebody new. So let's see who we got on the bench to pinch hit. We got Jones. Jones is a good hitter. He's a righty. Let's see if I got a lefty. No lefty, so we'll bring in Jones. Well, hold on, because I gotta find him. And I sometimes I get a feeling that I gotta struggle to find this guy, and I hate that. All right, these are all my pitchers, so he should be in here somewhere. This is annoying when this happens. Can't find them no matter what you do. Usually I'll find guys pretty quickly, but in this case I'm not finding Jones. Cards are sticking together. Freeze, Cardwell, Kirk Farrell, Granny Hammer, Bowman, Chris Short. Scroll through that, Ruben Gomez. Yeah, he's not. I don't see him here. Wally Post. You know what? I'm just gonna bring somebody else in. Why can't I find Willie Jones? What did I do with him? That's weird. Ah, here he is. Okay, problem solved. Willie Jones is coming up. Pinch hitter, bottom of the 6th. And here's a pitch from Willie's another one who's on the verge of getting, but he has this. You know what? He's a pretty good player. Let's see what happens. And that's gonna be a 36, and that'll be an out. No, Jesus Christ! It's gonna base hit, and will the run score? And F scores. Is Fernandez F? Yikes! He is, and he's gonna come around to score. And the Phillies have retaken the lead on a pinch hit single by Jones. Yikes. RBI single by pinch hitter Willie Jones here in the bottom of the 6th. Gives the Phillies a 3-2 lead. Should have pulled Willie. I'm going to pull him now. And we're going to get McMahon in this game. He's our go-to guy, pretty much, you know. within what go-to guys are here. Not very good, but let's see. Here he is, Don McMahon. Let's see what we roll for him, what kind of stuff he will have. If he doesn't have good stuff, I'll pull him. Oh, it's B stuff. Okay, so McMahon will come in with his B stuff against Ashburn. And let's roll it. That's going to be a 66. That's not what we want to see. With an 8 is going to be a double. Will the run score from first? Yep, he will come around to score. Bad news. Yikes. So that's a drive. He rips one in the gap. That's going to split the outfielders and roll to the wall. Richie Ashburn comes up huge, and he's 3 for 3 today. He's got 2 singles and a double. 4-2 now. Now it's looking gloomier. Here's Hainbrink, pitch from McMahon. McMahon should be a B, so let's cut this in half. And here's the pitch. Snake eyes. But luckily that'll be a fly ball to right field, and Aaron is there. That retires the side. But the Phillies pick up a couple of runs, and they take a 4-2 lead. We go to the top of the 7th. It's going to be let's see. Hold on a second. Alright, let me just make this quick correction. Give me a second. Alright, we got a new pitcher, and it's going to be Farrell 14-16. We're going to bring in Robinson. Robinson hasn't pitched very much, and we got to get him some outings. So Humberto Robinson. And we're gonna, let's see what kind of stuff Robinson's gonna have. He's gonna have his A stuff. So let's get one of these. Here it is. His A stuff. And we got Mantilla leading off. We had a double switch in that last inning. So Mantilla will be leading off. And here's a pitch from Humberto Robinson to Felix Mantilla. And that's going to be a walk, I hope. Yes, it is. We got really lucky there. We got really lucky. All right, so Robinson walks. That's a good thing. Because now we got all our big boys coming up. We got Bruton, and we got Matthews, and Aaron, and Covington. So let's see if we can get a run back here. Let's see if we can get back into this game. Come on. Let's put our rally caps on. If you're at home, get your rally cap on. Right now. You must get your rally cap on. Let's cut that so we can... There we go. That's better. Fits a little bit better. Put that in the recycle bin. And let's see what happens. Bill Bruton. We run around first, top of the 7th. Braves are down 4-2. Definitely don't want to lose this game. And that's going to be a 42, and that'll be an out. Let's see what kind of an out. Ooh, it's going to be a fly out. And that's to right field. Under it is Philly, and he makes the catch. So one away. At least it wasn't a double play. And here's Eddie Matthews. Eddie Matthews is a dangerous hitter. One swing of the bat, he can tie this up. Just missed a 3-run homer earlier. See if he gets one here, and a 15 is not going to do it. And a 15 is going to be a, ooh, trouble. It's ground ball to second base, but runner will advance. Runner will advance here. So it's a 4-3. There's only one play. That's the first. So Anderson gobbles it up and sidearms it to Boucher. And here comes Hank Aaron, another guy who can tie it up with one swing of the bat. Here's a pitch and a 14. My God, a 1-12 is a walk. And it is a walk, a base on balls. So that's going to put runners on first and second. And here's Wes Covington. Now this is a guy that has a good stick. He batted 280 with not a lot of power, but he batted 280. He doesn't walk a lot either, so he doesn't have a good on-base percentage. But he is our left fielder. He's our everyday. You know what? He's not really. He actually, I think he gets injured at some point. I don't think anybody else better. Not really. Not really. Wow. All right. Well, let's see what Covington can do here. We need a good roll. We're gonna get it, and we are not gonna get it. We are not gonna get a good roll. It's a fly ball. It's driven to left center field, Anderson and Ashburn, and it's Anderson who makes the catch, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, 2 left. And what can I say? It is 4-2 Phillies going to the bottom of the 7th inning. This is getting in the depressing zone. Here's Boucher leading off against Don McMahon. We need McMahon to retire them 1-2-3, and it's a 24, so 1-6. Hit by pitch, but it's too high. It'll be a ground ball to first, and it's Vernon takes it himself. Out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. Next is Dave Willey with a 46 and a 15, and that'll be a pop-up. And that's he's a batting lefty, so that'll be to the left side of the infield and in foul territory, which there's a lot of here. And the third baseman will make the catch near the stands. So Matthews chases it down, a ball that looked like it was going to be foul. That'll be an FO5. That's 2 outs. And here's Harry Anderson, who's 0 for 3. 3 grounders, and that's a 64. 64 will be a fly ball to center field to retire the side. So McMahon is a fly ball pitcher. So that's another added. So you get ground ball pitchers and fly ball pitchers in this game as well. So that's 3 up and 3 down for McMahon. And we go top of the 8th. It's going to be Vernon leading off the top of the 8th against Humberto Robinson. Here's a pitch, and a 51 will be an error check, and that's a 15 against a shortstop. Fernandez is a named shortstop, and he'll make that play. 1 down. And next is the pitcher, so we're going to get a pinch hitter for McMahon. And you know what? It's going to be Pafko. So let's grab Pafko. Here he is, Andy Pafko. Pinch hit for the pitcher. And then we'll have a new pitcher down here in the 8th. All right. And Robinson winds and deals with a 15, and that'll be a ground ball to third, long throw to first, and that's a strike. Good throw by Hainbrink. 2-away. And now it's Logan. 2-out rally with a 33, and that's going to be ripped to left for a base hit. So that's scorched to left field for a 2-out single for Logan, who's now 1 for 4. And here's Del Rice. And getting desperate here. What inning is it? It's the 8th. I'm going to bring in Adcock to pinch hit. We need a 2-run shot right here, right now. See if Adcock can do it for us. And then we're going to bring in Stan Lapata to catch. See if we can track it out. Yes, Stan Lapata will catch for us. So we're going to pinch hit for Rice, who's a terrible hitter. We're going to bring in Adcock, and then we'll bring in Lapata. All right. Here's a pitch from Humberto Robinson to Joe Adcock with a runner on, 2 outs, top of the 8th. The Braves trail by 2 runs. And that's going to be a 13, which will be an out. It will be a fly out center field. Right there is Ashburn, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left. And we move to the bottom of the 8th. So a new pitcher, and it's going to be Rush is going to come in there. Let's grab him real quick here and see what kind of stuff he will have. I should know his stuff before I bring him in, because you can see the stuff in the bullpen session, right? So he will have his B stuff. So Rush comes in. Rush has an ERA of 2.76, 1-1 with a 1.1 WHIP, 16 innings pitched, 1 start, 7 relief games. All right, let's see if we can get out of this inning. Chico Fernandez, that'll be 35. What did I say? He's a B, and that'll be a base hit for Fernandez. So he's on with a single, and we're gonna bunt again with Sparky Anderson, and that'll be a good bunt. Oh no, it's not a good bunt. It's gonna be a strikeout. So he bunts it foul for strike 3. And here's Zawatsky, which will let him roll away with a runner on first. That's a 62. That'll be an out, and that's going to be a 6-4-3 double play. Big turn here. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. So that was a good inning for us. Got that big double play, and went Logan to Mantilla to Vernon. And here's last licks, and Mantilla's leading it off. And you know what? We're going to try to go in a different direction. So Berto came in the 7th. Okay, so he came in right here. Let's see if we can get a pinch hitter from Mantilla. That's it. I mean, we're desperate times call for desperate measures. I had Adcock. Hold on a second. All right, so we're in the last licks for the Braves. We're down 4-2 against the last place Phillies. They're on the verge of losing a doubleheader to the Phillies, and this is terrible. I don't know if you could tell it. You could tell it in my voice. So it's Harold Robinson, Humberto Robinson, who's pitching like Sandy Koufax against Mantilla, but we're thinking of bringing in a pinch hitter because Mantilla can't hit the side of a barn with a. All right, let's see. We can bring Crandall, Torrey, and O'Brien. We got 3 terrible hitters. The best one is Crandall, and we're going to try to bring Crandall here, see if Crandall can get on base for us. Didn't want to use him, but at this point, desperation. So Crandall, pinch hitter, top of the 9th. Let's see what happens. Here's a pitch to Crandall. That's a 35, and a 35 is a blank, and a 35 is an out. Of course. It's a fly out to center field. So 1 down. So this guy, Robinson, is going to be the hero. So now we go to the top of the order. We need 2 runs to tie. This is like the 7th game of the World Series. Bill Bruton. Here's a pitch from Umberto with a 62, and that'll be another out. This time it's a fly out to left field. 2 down. So the Braves are 1 out away from losing a doubleheader sweep to the Phillies. And here comes Eddie Matthews, probably the top 2nd best hitter on the team, with a 23, and that'll do it. That'll be a 1-16 strikeout, and he checks his swing. They check with the third base umpire, and he went around, rings him up, and that's the ball game, folks. Wow, a stunner, a stunner. The last place Phillies, with a record of 11-26, pull a doubleheader sweep of the Braves, and the Braves fall to 21-15. 21-15 now. Yikes. So let's look at this. Matthews is going to strike out. Let's just look at because once you're out, you're out. Let me just make sure I have all the pitchers in there. Yeah, I got everybody that came in. Made a lot of changes in this game. Trying not to be swept. All right. So yikes, that's all I could say. So it was 4-9-1 and 2-7-1. And the loss is going to go to Willey, who is 2-3. The victory is going to go to Semprock, who is 1-4. Robinson is going to pick up his 2nd save of the year. He did an amazing job. I mean, he made the difference. He basically pitched 3 shutout innings, allowing only 1 hit and 2 walks. So he did a great job. And that's it. So the Braves fall to 21-15. 6 games over 500. They got to get on a. This is very streaky. I mean, when I play the 1980 Athletics, we were like 500 going into the last month of the season. I swear to God, I think I lost maybe just a handful of games in September, and we ended up 20 games above 500, which was pretty nuts. Which was about 10 games better than they actually were, or maybe 15 games better than they actually were. But it was just 1 month where I just could not lose a game no matter what. We were up all the time. And that's about it. So this is the 2nd game of doubleheader, and I don't know where they go next. I can look and tell you. So let me get out of here. And let's see where they go next. So the next day is going to be, this was a Sunday, right? Then we go to Monday, and Milwaukee will play Philadelphia again on a Monday. And let's see what happens on a Tuesday. Tuesday, it's Pittsburgh at Milwaukee. Haddix, that's going to be a good game. Haddix versus Burdett. Haddix is 5-0. But we need to win this game. Leave Philadelphia with at least a victory. It's going to be Buell against Cardwell. And Cardwell will be playing with the Mets in about 10 years. And he'll be going to the World Series, I believe. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed the presentation. And this is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Remember to join Universal Baseball Association, the Facebook group for people who hate Facebook groups. And I want to thank our sponsors, Marlboro. Come to where the flavor is. Come to Marlboro Country. And Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer. Recapture the flavor of the great time. Brewed slow and natural for the old-time taste, for a good old-time taste. And that's about it. So I will see you guys soon. Take care.